Okay, so maybe I lied a little bit. Hey everyone, I'm Michael with TechMB, and if you're watching this video, by now I will have posted my unboxing and first impressions of this, the Pixel 4a. Now, in that video, I said that, yeah, this is going to be my phone for the next few years. I'm going to use it, it'll be great, it'll be amazing. I have this right here. So, when I purchased this, it was because Google had discontinued the 5, and the Best Buy near me had no inventory of this, and they said that there was no inventory in the system. So I thought, okay, I just can't get a Pixel 5 anymore, which is a shame, but so be it. So I got this instead, because the Pixel 6 is just too big. But then I saw that the Best Buy near me at school had Pixel 5 inventory, so I said, well, yeah, I want one of these. Mainly for the fact that I'm getting a slightly bigger screen in the same body. I'm getting a high refresh rate display, which I really wanted. I'm getting the ultra wide camera, which is actually really appreciated after my time using the iPhone 12 mini, which had an ultra wide camera. And I'm also getting a bigger battery. So I'm not going to keep this because the battery life. Android 12, the battery life on the 4a is terrible. Android 11 is better, but Android 12 on this wasn't great. And I have some thoughts on Android 12 for another video. That's besides the point. So today I'm going to be looking at the Pixel 5 and unboxing this thing, and I'm super pumped to get into this. So let's actually get started with it. So obviously it's the Google box. There's nothing kind of special about it. Team Pixel on the back. There's nothing fancy about it. I went with the black because I personally really liked black. The sort of sage to me didn't look great. So I just went with the black because I'm boring and I like black. Getting around the back, there's actually a slightly different way to open it. There's two little tabs here, whereas on the Pixel 4a, I personally thought the Pixel 4a was nicer. The way you opened it with little pull tabs instead of these plastic strips. See, it's stuck to me right now. It go away. Cool. So, pulling off the box, let's see if I can get that nice sound. That was nice. And there it is. Look at that. That looks nice. Inside the box. We'll just set the box aside. Let's take the phone out. We'll set you to the side, and look at what comes in the box. Paperwork, SIM ejector tool, very nice touch, as well as our USB-C to USB-C cable, a USB OTG, and a wall wart. This is exactly the same as came with my Pixel 4a. I'm cool with it. But we're going to set this aside for now. It is just a box. Ooh, there's a nice recycled logo on here actually. We're gonna set this aside and we're gonna take a look at the phone. So, Pixel 5, here's the thing. I think this is a better device than the Pixel 6, to be honest, because even though it is $100 more, currently I paid actually $700 for this at Best Buy, which I think was insane, seeing how the Pixel 6 is currently $600 at Best Buy. I think this is a better phone for a few reasons. One, I prefer the size. It is usable enough one-handed so far, just from, kind of feeling it. Also, the aluminum back, not gonna crack the moment you drop it like a Pixel 6 would. You also get the same refresh rate display. Sure, the Pixel 6 will be faster. The Tensor chip does currently rival the Snapdragon 888. This is a 765G. It's not going to be quite as fast, but from what I've heard about performance, this shouldn't feel too far behind, especially in terms of UI optimization. So really, from the sounds of it, this is a better phone than the Pixel 6, to me personally. The battery life sounds better. Performance, yeah, it's not quite as good, but I mean, smartphone, like what do you really need it for? Most people aren't editing videos on their phone. They're not doing MKBHD 8K raw edits on their phone. That's not that important. The camera sounds, from the sounds of it, about the same because Google hasn't changed their algorithms to properly use the new camera hardware. Plus there's a rear-mounted fingerprint reader, which from the sounds of it is better than the in-screen fingerprint reader on the Pixel 6. And personally, it's more durable and it fits better in the hand. So I don't really see much of a reason besides the $100 you'd save to go with the Pixel 6. Now, if the Pixel 6 was smaller, if it came in this size, I could live with the glass back. I've still gotten a case and screen protector for this device because I'm still worried about accidentally cracking it, even though I am much more sure that this won't be a problem because of the metal back. It is coated in Google's bioresin, which is just kind of a fancy plastic term. It feels nice so far. I wish it was a little more grippy, because so far this already does feel quite slick. But first impressions, it feels very nice in the hand. I do enjoy the color. I like how much this rejects fingerprints, because you can kind of see that it'll pick up a fingerprint and then it just dissolves. And this does feel like a very nice size in the hand. I am very excited to actually start using this. So with that, let's actually see if we can get a good sound here. Hopefully you can hear that. And let's turn this on. You can see all around they did get symmetrical bezels, which do look very nice. I'm a little sad they moved away from that on the Pixel 6 line going forward, because I think that looked great. Not many Android phones, really any at all, have been able to get that symmetrical bezel all the way around the screen, and I'm really curious how they did that. They never really talked about it. And while this is turning on, so yeah, I'm pretty excited for the Pixel 5. I think this will be a very good device to use, because I think it kind of takes the best pieces of what the Pixel line is known for: good performance, great camera, and it adds to it. Honestly, I enjoy this design. I think it looks quite good for a fairly reasonable price. So let's go through some setup here initially. So this is on Android 11. I have to decide if I want to keep this on Android 11 or if I'm going to upgrade to Android 12, because Android 12 has been not great to me. So I might just keep this on Android 11 for a bit, just to make sure. So let's go ahead and log into our Wi-Fi. Yeah, so far the vibration motor doesn't feel quite as good as it did on my iPhone XR. It's not quite as big of a deal. I do like that Android uses more haptic notifications throughout the system than iOS does. I really think that is a flaw in iOS, is that Apple has built the best haptic motor and haptic engine in any sort of phone, and yet there are very few places they use it. Google really put a bunch of haptic feels throughout the OS, and it feels great. It may not be quite as good on the Pixel 5, especially since they went with a weaker vibration motor, but I still enjoy personally the feeling. We're going to go with next. Now, don't copy. Deal with this all later. Yes, checking info. Can I just get through setup, please? That is such an annoyance. Setting up a new device, there's so many pieces you have to do. The Verge actually has a very good piece on that. In some of their reviews, they talk about all the different things you have to agree to or sign up to, or terms and conditions to get through just to set up a device, which is really, honestly, kind of annoying. Like, let me just get into my phone and then I'll give you everything else later. Stop making me do all of this. Yeah, I know. Two-step authentication. Yes, it is me. There's my design piece back. Wow, comparing the texture of this to the Pixel 4, it does feel very different. I will say, it does feel less slick already on the Pixel 5, which I didn't really realize until I actually picked up the 4A again. I quite enjoy this more, actually. It doesn't feel quite as cold. Could just also be that I'm setting up the device right now, which is the problem. But it definitely feels different. So here we're setting up the Pixel imprint. The Fingerprint Reader also does feel more recessed on the Pixel 5 than it did on the 4A. That was an annoyance of mine, was that the Pixel 4a's Fingerprint Reader was just, you could not feel the indent at all on that thing. It was almost flush with the device, which was really annoying because it was impossible to feel it without using a case. Here we can recognize Google Assistant. It already has a match because I have a Google Home. I don't want to give Google any more data than I do. No, thank you. We'll skip Google Pay. Yeah, I'll turn on my always on display. I'll put on now playing. This is a neat feature. Good for now. No, thank you. Yes. We'll go with dark for right now. Go through the gesture nav. Yes, I get about Google Assistant. Start using my phone. Well, that wasn't smooth. But, ooh. The 90 Hertz, I will say, it does make things feel smoother. I can already notice that. Things do feel just smooth on here. That's what I'd hoped for. That actually feels really nice. I haven't had much experience with high refresh rate displays, and this is a good first impression. I'm not gonna lie, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. This feels nice. I hope this will keep up, and oh well. Google Play Store is a very poorly optimized app, and a lot of stuff stutters on here on any device. But I'm enjoying this. I think I'm gonna like using this. Anyway, that's been my unboxing and some very initial impressions on the Pixel 5. Stay tuned for more of my thoughts, because I'm gonna have a lot of thoughts on these. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Michael with TechMB, and I'll see you later.